All right, podcast watchers, viewers, listeners, welcome to the Ted Hanky podcast, the world's number one podcast that has the name Ted Hanky in it. Yeah, just thought to share that with you. So thank you for supporting it. Please do give it a like, a share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's very important that you do subscribe to it. Otherwise, I'll be coming around and knocking out some Chinese burns and deep wedgies. I will. Yeah, let's get cracking with the show. Marla, he's our man. If no one can do it, Marla still can't do it either because he's a fucking Doyle.
But, right, if no one can do it, like, I know I can't do it, but I look good not doing anything, don't I? Do you know what I mean?
You do make the art of laziness look impressive.
It's what we trained at in Thornaby, you see.
Well,
It's what we mostly did.
Generations of lazy scruffers passing it down. You too can look like you're earning lots of money by doing naught.
It's class.
Yeah.
Are you Ted, right? Are you sure that you're the number one called Ted Hanky? Because what about the darts lad?
I think he's still in the prisons.
Is he?
Yeah. Putting that wrist action into full use. I don't know. He might kick off with me like that. Allegedly. So you got to do that.
You have to do that?
I think so. Allegedly, yeah.
All right, yeah. Allegedly, I didn't steal anything out of the Asda the other week.
He didn't.
Allegedly,
It was alleged that he was caught with a fleece full of meat. But just allegedly, yeah. There was no proof, and nobody put anything on the Thornaby alert.
Oh, they wouldn't. I'll run it. What do you mean? Thornaby alert? It's run by me.
If you are not getting any posts approved by admin, that's your reason.
That's right. Sometimes I use it just to scout out single mums.
Yeah.
Because I love looking at a bit of Thornaby alert, you know, because they're like, I wonder what's happening with the burns. And I'm on there like going, oh, girl, how are you doing?
So as I see a bit of flange, put A66 closed, traffic accident, I'm all over that profile.
Oh, well, absolutely.
You know
Like, you can always guarantee a bit of flange traffic, right? You can do a bit of honey trapping, as I like to call it. Put something out in the news that you know they're going to respond to, you know. A little bit juicy, like arrests maids on Westbury Street brothel. They're all straight there, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, look at this, Sandra. No, don't like that. Oh, look at Lucy. I'm having and then you have a look on the profile and you send a little message, are you okay, hun? Right? And what I do is I'm using my pseudonym. So I'm using a different...
What's that? Is that for your skin disorder?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one, right? And I'm using that, and like, basically, I don't think it's illegal, but there's a picture of like a woman there, but it's me. Do you know what I mean?
Now, you did used to have a picture of Ted dancing off Cheers, didn't you?
I did have a picture of Ted dancing from Cheers. He got a lot of action, Ted, though, in the 80s. I mean,
yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Sam Malone.
I mean, just him himself as the actor. I bet you he smashed at least 70% of every woman in the United States.
Do you think?
At least.
Do you think he shagged Carla in Cheers?
I would, though. But she just looks like an average 80s mum.
She does. She looks like... I mean, she's probably only like 28 or something. And now she's like, hey, Sam.
I like we're being current talking about Cheers like we
I know, yeah. But I think our viewers are of a particular age who will remember the great sitcoms of the late 80s, such as Cheers, The Golden Girls.
Which brings us to a good point, right?
Yeah.
Which 80s wrong one did you knock one out to? Do you know, who did you have a slight wank? Or, like, because, listen, we have lots of different people watching and viewing. Which did you flick one out to? Do you know, what was your, like, guilty 80s? Was it one of the Golden Girls?
Was it Blanche? She was the mucky one.
She was the mucky one, wasn't she? And she was like a Southern Belle, so, you know, she'd be all right.
I thought the tall grey-haired lady, Dorothy, she knew... She knew her way around. Yeah, she knew her way around the shaft of a penis. That's what I thought.
She did.
Do you know what I mean? And then you had Rose.
She looked like she was a Mossad agent, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
she looked like she could garrot.
I think she might have been of Jewish heritage.
I think she was.
Yeah.
Well,
because the mother, God rest her soul, who played "Stop! I'm a man will shoot." She's in that with Stallone, isn't she? As well, the mother out of the Golden Girls. Can't remember her name or the character name.
Would anybody have smashed Roseanne Barr's sister?
Are you on about Jackie?
Jackie,
wasn't she in it?
Well,
Yeah.
Or if you want to go British, right, because you might know what about that mad one off Birds of a Feather who lived next door, Dorian? Would you have rattled Dorian? I reckon she'd have been filth there.
Bit of Leslie, what's her face? Yeah. I mean, going back to Roseanne, I'd have had a bash on Darlene.
You Nancy fucker. She was about 10.
Yeah, but I was the same age as her.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Ted. Yeah,
I don't look back on sitcoms of the past as a grown man going, ooh, yeah.
But you imagine her now?
No, not now, no. But back then I would have, I'd have had a go on her. I'd have had a go on Blossom.
Oh, I'd have definitely had to go. You just want to have a go on the Big Bang Theory crew now?
Yeah.
Basically. Darlene looked like a Fraggle, in all fairness, didn't she?
I think she looked a bit like a handsome man. Shit.
Would you have done Blossom? What about Six?
Six out of Blossom, definitely, yeah. Do you know what? Deriva was watching one of these programmes on like the kids' TV programmes, and it's got a 17-year-old Ariana Grande in it. And I'll be honest, if I was a young lad back then, fucking hell.
Would you have Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
But what about the years? We need people to tell us, who would you have smashed in the 80s, like, of that era? Who's a guilty pleasure? Like, and I don't want Roseanne in there, because, like, that's a bit wrong.
I've got two.
That's gone a bit too far.
I've got two for you here, mate. None of these American sitcoms.
Oh, he's going old school British.
I'm going old school. I'm going Michaela Strachan, Really Wild Show.
Awesome.
Jenny Powell.
Jenny Powell. Hang on.
I'm going to put a disclaimer in here, because when I do the cruise ships, sometimes apparently Jenny Powell works on some of the cruise ships doing guest talks and stuff. So I just want to put out there that I love you, Jenny.
He's just trying to get a bit of something sorted out. Are you sure she just talks? Because them lads that were mad at you, like, listen here, get on Powell. She's doing Powell talks. You want to get on with it? Them lads will be kicking up.
Yeah. You're right, though. There was some beautiful flange back in the days.
Yours seems nicer than mine, though, Ted.
Who's yours?
Well, I quite like Miss Popoff. Do you remember from the one with the dragon under the stairs?
That's early 80s, that Mala.
Well, but she was still class. Do you remember her?
It might even be 70s, was it? Rent a Ghost?
Rent a Ghost? Nah, I remember it in the 80s, me. It was class. Right, I'd have definitely banged Miss Popoff, and I'd have had grot bags. Because I reckon she was an experienced cock handler.
Yeah.
She was.
Do you think she had a green bush?
It was, you know what, right?
Was her hair purple or green? Her face was green. Can't remember.
She was probably only in her 20s back then as well, but she looked about 80. She was a good actress. That's what I'm putting it down to.
What it is, yeah. What about Penny from Inspector Gadget?
I'm not going for cartoons. I've told you this before.
Can't we have animation wanks?
Only if it's over all of She-Ra and her mates.
Yeah, because bear in mind, disclaimer again, I was a young boy at the time, under the age of consent, so I'm allowed to knock one out over cartoon girls. I mean, we never established how old Penny was.
We didn't, no.
I don't even think Inspector Gadget knew.
She must have been quite young, because she was only allowed to use crayons.
Oh, fuck. That's Penny Crayon.
Yeah, I thought that's who you're talking about, aren't you?
Sue Pollard. Would you have had to go on Sue Pollard back in the day? Oh, my God.
Do you know, when I was a kid, who I really wanted to bang? Do you remember Sensational Sherry from the wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah.
She was mint.
Sensational.
She was better than Miss Elizabeth, because Miss Elizabeth was so prim and proper. Sensational Sherry, she would definitely go deep. She was class.
Yeah. I keep drifting away in these little mind thoughts of tugging over wrestlers, female wrestlers. Anyway, Mala, this isn't the pre-concept of the show, whatever word that is. I don't even know if it's a real one. This isn't what we're meant to be talking about today. Mala, you were talking to me about dogging earlier on. I was asking how Thornaby Dogging Club was going.
Yeah, and I thought,
we'll save the answer. We'll save the answer for the podcast.
Well, Ted's right. I was thinking, there's a song, isn't there? Wife swapping is your future. Do you remember it from Blur?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Stereotypes.
Exactly, Ted, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know the rest of the song.
There must be more to life
than stereotypes. Dogging down a car park. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Stereotypes.
I've been thinking about that as well this week, Mala, and can you think of any stereotypes that do your head in?
Everyone. I mean, no, yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much for tuning in this week. I'm getting annoyed over some stereotypes, and assumptions associated to stereotypes, Mala. I don't know, lasses in pornos must be good at sucking willies.
Well, in fairness, they do get a bit of practice.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that when they get home... I don't know, maybe Gordon Ramsay knocks up a brilliant quiche, but when he gets home, he's knacking in the pot noodles because he can't be asked.
That's bang right,
you know what I mean? It? Well, so maybe these lasses are just going home with their boyfriends and just going, I'll just give you the dry wank.
I like this, yeah, Ted, that's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe she's not, because she's used all the spit. And then she can't. Yeah, well, I think about it. Lads, think about it. This had happened. So you could be looking at like a porn star and going, oh, man, mind you, who would want to be with a porn star? Because
I've got to put a disclaimer here. If you're one of them 1,000+ lads who queued to tackle Bonnie Blue's Bifter, right? Benny Blue, something like a wrestler. Bonnie Blue's Bifter, you're an absolute scuzzbag. Do you know what I mean? What are you doing queuing up for a slice of pie? Get yourself down flares, right? You can have your own individual slice of pie. You don't need to go in there stirring another man's porridge. I mean, fair play to the lad who went first. He pulled the correct queue number from the butcher's stand, didn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He definitely won the meat draw.
He did, yeah. Do
you think that's what they called it, Ted? The meat draw?
Well, yeah. I bet it fucking looked like a bloody bag of bacon afterwards. Oh, I mean, come on. You've got no disrespect for yourself or for women in general, and I am ashamed to share the male sex with you.
He's only gutted because he didn't get his number in a queue.
I got my email got declined. Well, so I'm going to go as well and give her one of them super scuttles.
This is it, right? One of them is, I like that stereotype, and you're very right. You know what stereotype I don't like? And lads, right, I know you're out there and you sat at home and you're like, well, I am. Say, right? Yeah. Why does everyone think someone with a bald head is hard?
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at him over there. So what, you have a bald head? I'll smash your face in, you bald fucking dickhead. Sorry.
What? There are some hard bald people.
But there's some hard people with hair as well. Having no hair just means that you're weak. Your follicles are weak for a start.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't even thinking of that. What, you get extra muscles because you're that weak. You can't hold on to you for hair. That's what's happening there. It isn't the fact that our broadback left us for a bald lad either. That isn't the case. This is just me genuinely putting it out there. It's like, oh, look at Phil and Grant Mitchell. Right? They're both actors for a start. And one of them is a certifiable midget.
Do you know what? I confidently reckon I'd fill them both in. I really do.
I reckon Grant might give you
No.
I reckon he'll give you a fair go, like.
He's got like pigeon legs.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Straight thing, leg sweep, straight down.
You feel
and then
your stuff.
I'll elbow drop him in the throat.
Honestly, bald-headed, you know this is true as well, don't you, Ted? Right? You think about it. It's like bouncers, right? Bouncers. No, I'm not having it.
No, bouncers are really hard if they've got one of them little yellow things on.
Well, that means like the certifiably hard. I'm not having it. Listen, right? Any man can be hard, any woman can be hard, but the fact that you think you're hard just because you've got a certain haircut, I'm not having it.
Or a neck tattoo.
Well, that's a different type of stereotype. We're going to go again, aren't we, Ted? All of these chavs, and they are, that are into UFC and ultimate fighting and all that, right? But yet they're working for boys.
Just exist, for boys.
I don't know, does it?
Just doing the papers.
No, but they're working like Macro, right, or other shops like that, and they're into the UFC and that, so they get like neck tattoos and full-on thing tattoos, and do you know what I mean? What's up with yous? Do you know what I mean? What is up with yous? What is wrong? Why do they have to give off that vibe?
I like the ones who think that they're hard because they wear big jewellery. Do you know what I mean? Like a big, massive, fucking gold chain that, you know, is like something you'd tie your dog up with.
Again, though, right?
And they're like, yeah, fucking hard, mate. Look at that man, fucking 18 carats.
Because they want to, because they've got an out about yourself. So you want to tie yourself via the way you look to a certain community, because you're going to attach that cachet to yourself because you can't be an individual. So you're going to stereotype yourself. Do you know what I mean?
And we all know your mum works in Elizabeth Duke and you get 50% discount off them, you scruffy bell whiffs.
Well, aye.
Do you know what I mean? So,
Oh, do you not like then stereotypes? Can you think of some more?
I mean, lads with earrings are obviously gay.
Clearly.
That's an old stereotype. I get that the modern man is allowed to wear an earring or
I
two.
thought you said the modern man's allowed to suck a cock or two.
Well,
You've got to suck a cock or two, boys. That's what it was.
I mean, each to your own, Mally. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, listen, we're not bothered about gay lads, are we?
As long as they're not, like, trying to wrestle me or anything.
Listen, like, I don't mind a little rest. Listen, lads, right? If you want to be gay, class, you leave 'em more flange for me. And I need that sort of edge staff because I'm not a good-looking man. So you know what I mean?
It's not, no.
No?
No. I tell you what, a classic stereotype is, and you see this a lot on Teesside, you see scruffy mums, right? A scruffy mum, scruffy mum, stereotype of a scruffy mum is tan, lips, Botox, tattooed hands. It looks like you're getting
You've offended a lot of people.
Well, I know, but there's
I've just thought of 50 people I know exactly like that.
Well, there's nothing worse than, like, you know, you look down and it looks like you're getting whacked off a plumber. Big fucking tattooed hand.
Big hand, though.
Well, yeah, because bigging up all the beds. That's another thing. Talk like that, they always seem to have a voice. Like they've been fucking vaping since they were 3.
They've shown a lot of...
Chanel, get them beds here, you know, I'll pray you.
They're doing a lot of... They're showing a lot of BFE there, aren't they? Big flange energy.
Big flange energy,
flange energy.
Big flange energy. And they're just like the, you know, hey, I'm going on a night out with the lasses from work, aren't I? Wait, going down the town, aren't I? We're starting the Dickens and that. And they're dressed like they're 18. I mean, to be fair, some of them have cracking bodies, but it's that whole other part of it you've got to explore, the personality, the jewellery, the looks, the tattoos. I mean, slipping one from behind, you're all right.
Well, this is the thing, right? When they go out, they are pack animals, aren't they? And this is where we talk about terrorhawks. This is the pack animal of the terrorhawk, and that is that lady there that my good friend was describing. And what happens is they go out in packs, right? They all have to get on the dance floor and like do loads of like dancey arm moves or go behind DJs and point in the air and take loads of Insta photos.
In the air, put your hands up.
And then they all end up going back to some bellwith's house who've got like
Kitchen
half a gram of coke, right? And then they all get smashed in. They leave the kids at the mum's until the next day. Then they go pick them up. Then they can't even play with the kids because they're that hungover.
Hang on, disclaimer: a lot of these mums had kids at an early age, so they go out with the kids. So the kids are in the 20s, and they go out with the daughter or the son, and they share a bag with them.
And then they say, can you believe that this is my daughter? And I always go, yeah, you can, because you look about 90. What you on about? I thought you were a grand.
And then they're like, hey, I'm only 38, you cheeky shit.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, I had that with Chantel when I was 20.
Well, that was young. That was old in Teesside times, isn't it?
I'm a nana now.
I'm a glamour nana.
Yeah. I was Chantel. She had hers when she was 16. Bronson and Tyson, twin lads. And you know, I'm stereotyping. This is the point of my discussion here. We all do it. And what can we do to stop these stereotypes, Mala?
People stereotype me. They say, Mala, yeah, you're gorgeous, but you are a thick... Like you are a thick northern lad, and people don't realise I'm a massively intelligent person. I mean, I had an IQ of 12 once, didn't I? Do you remember? In Thornaby, like I'm probably the 17th smartest person ever to come from that town, and Ted come from the town. Do you know what I mean? He's number 2.
Yeah, top 2, mate.
Yeah, in the top 2, aren't you?
I mean, NASA's number 1.
He has to be number 1. Yeah. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Man's a genius.
Yeah.
I like as well, right? This is another stereotype. And you see this especially in Teesside towns. And I'm going to talk about the 2 Teesside towns you see it in, Yarm and Gisborough. You know what I'm talking about, lads. Do you know what I mean? Going out with your Ralph Lauren jumper around your shoulders as if you've just come off the pages of the Beano. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, these are the posh ones who think the posh lads.
These are people who think the posh lads. Listen, right, you go down into London, that town down there, and you'll see proper areas of wealth like St John's Wood or Chelsea.
Yeah.
They're proper rich people, not
Brixton.
yous. No, Brixton. Well, I some nice places in Brixton, though. The Telegraph. It's not there anymore, Ted, you know. Did I tell you?
No.
Oh, it's terrible. Anyway, if anyone knows the Telegraph...
There's a nightclub me and Mally used to frequent in Brixton where I once had to dance off with Dane Bowers.
He did. Dane Bowers, honestly, he's a powerful lad, him as well.
I'll quickly tell the story. He came up to me and he said, all right, mate. He went, oh, mate. And I went, oh, you're Dane Bowers, aren't you, from another level? And he went, I am, yeah.
He went, yeah, you're Ralph Little, aren't you? And I went, no.
He went, I like your ripped jeans. Ripped jeans were fashionable back then. I went, cheers, mate. I went, do you want to dance? He went, yeah, all right then. We had a dance off. Me and Dave Bowers.
That's a true story. Like, I'm not even lying. It actually did have a dance off. I don't know if that's how the conversation happened, because at the time I was trying to get stuck into some women of weird origin, but they were nice though.
Stop stereotyping women of weird origin. Back to stereotypes, Mala.
Stereotypes.
Any others? Are you continuing this trend about mums?
No, I'm continuing about posh lads.
Posh lads.
Right, so you go down into the parts of that there London town of like Chelsea or St John, proper posh areas where they've got filthy richness, right? And they come up here, and you lot in Yarm and Gisborough walking around with a Ralph Lauren polo top on, going, oh yeah, I've got money. These people are laughing at you, you paupers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So don't lord it over the rest of us.
We all know you got yours in the House of Fraser closing down sale.
Absolutely. And we know that, like, yeah, your mum and dad made some good property deals in the 80s. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
We're not envious.
Oh, and there's some nicer places than that as well. Like, if you go to Herworth, if you've been up there, there's some beautiful houses up there.
There is,
beautiful. Like, and Yarm.
Some with like bars inside of them with Ronnie Wood guitars and stuff like that, isn't there? You know.
That's Darlington, I think.
Yeah, Herworth.
Oh, yeah, darling, yeah. Well, I'm thinking of more Happy Road way there, but I know what you mean.
All right,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, we are... Yeah, but there's proper richness about the place, so don't be lording it over us, all right? Because I feel offended by that sort of stuff.
Mala, if I was to ask you to depict a stereotype of a scruffer, how would you describe a scruffer?
Right. Well, apart from if you're going to talk about the way I dress.
No, wrong with tracky tops.
We've just 80s kids, aren't we? And 90s indie poppers. Right, for me, right, they've always got, like, it depends what type of scruffer. So I'm going to go for the modern day chav look, right? They've always got dripping with, like, label, but it's always like the wrong thing. Like it's obviously off some marketing, like Manchester or something,
or Turkey,
but they've got like proper stuff that, like, you know, Armani, where it's so far out of place that you're like, hang on, if that was real, it'd be like 700 quid, and they're just wearing it down Thornaby Market.
One of them little man bags over the front.
Correct, pouch one of them.
Bag, yeah, with to keep the drugs and the vape in.
They've obviously got like a blacked out cap. They've got like them trousers the footballers training, you know, that are tapered at the bottom.
Yeah, they're like skins,
They've got a pair of like proper mad trainers, so they look about 50 foot
them
tall.
Them ones that look like they've got like a silver gold sole or something as well.
Well, but the soles are like 50, so like they're wearing massive high heels.
More air in than a fucking duplex tyre.
But if once they take off the shoes, the midgets, them lads,
them the ones,
right, they've got a ring or two. They've got a phone, like a proper, like, so they're always on the phone because they're making deals everywhere because they're business people. Do you know what I mean? They have a golf. They seem to have golfs. I don't know why golfs became so.
You do get the odd one in a Range Rover Evoque who you can see them coming because of all the vape smoke coming out of the window.
The vape.
Everyone vapes,
Me and you don't vape, no. Ted.
No, we're not chaps.
No, that's very true, yeah.
We are respectable pillars of the community.
We have just been belittling everybody else for like 20 minutes, but yeah, we are. But yeah.
Do you know those scruffers I don't like? The ones who...
From Billingham.
You always pick on the Billogs. I like the Billogs. No, the ones who put furniture in the front garden.
That's true, that though.
Do you know what I mean? And if they don't have a front garden, they'll knock a deck chair up on their street house.
So why did? Oh yeah, or they'll put like a swimming pool. Like they'll buy like.
You see it in the summer. In the summer, they'll buy
outside,
a paddly pool
and stick it outside,
and they'll stick it in the middle of a fucking public path outside there.
And it won't be for kids. Terraced house. It won't be for kids.
Yeah, I get people don't have money, and I get stuff's being passed on, and this is the only way they know. But somebody needs to educate them that it is not good to sit on your front doorstep with a couple of cans on a deck chair watching Vauxhall Calibras going up and down the road dropping off drugs.
Listen, Brenda, right? That paddling pool's for kids. Get your fat ass out of it.
Got a feet in it, man.
Listen.
Lighten up a job while I watch the bands in the paddling pool.
I'm proud of my heritage, and I come from a street house in Thornaby, and I love it, right? And back in the day, when I was a nipper, right, and I'll even tell you where it was, right? I'll actually tell you, Ted, because I don't mind, because I don't live there anymore, do I?
Don't tell him.
it's
Tell
very,
them, go on.
Well, it's very near Westbury Street. I'm going to tell you that, right? But it's Stratton Street, right? And when I was a kid, like the mums and dads used to they'd wash the windows, they'd clean out the front of the house, they'd polish the step and stuff like that. And the streets looked actually really nice. And that was in the 80s when we had Nout, and it was a bit crap. I mean, listen,
we're not saying Stratton Street's like that now, though, are we?
No. But they used to do that, and nowadays people don't look after the stuff as much, so they're not bothered. And my mum wouldn't be sat outside with 2010 and super strength in a paddling pool.
She'd be upstairs knocking out brothers and sisters for you.
She's right, Ted. I thought you were knocking out black people, brothers and sisters, she was just upstairs. But I know what you mean now. Yeah, get the reference, Ted. Well, good. That's good.
You'll see the ones with a full 3-piece suite in the front of the garden, and I don't get that as well. And is it because they're that's we're just going to build a conservatory above it. We haven't got round to it yet. We'll get the furniture first.
It's because they get a new settee, right? And these people only do things in half. So they can only do half. They can't close the loop. So instead of getting rid of the settee and getting someone to take it away or organise, they can't be bothered. So if it goes outside, they're nah, doubt it.
Don't worry, the rain will dissolve it.
Well, they're made out of baroccas.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we're going to get slated a lot for this podcast, but I don't care.
I'm not bothered.
I don't care because there's a combination of some of these scruffers. Some of the people we've discussed there, of the chavs, the scruffers, the mums, right? They all have one thing in common, right? And that one thing in common is they use social media to ask questions. They'll go on forums. Does anyone know when the Bairns are going back to school for so-and-so primary? Or Chinese takeaway, who's the best? Go, question mark.
Yeah, well.
And they're fucking Google stuff like that. Does anybody know what time it is tonight? Stuff like that. They don't my head in. They've got no sense of common sense.
They do, Ted, right? But I'll tell you what, right? We've been a little bit harsh on the mums, right? And I think we're going to bring it back here a bit. We're going to bring it back,
We're going to claw it back. We're going to claw the end of the podcast.
Right? I know, because otherwise, right? Yes, we give out because of the way you act, but we understand that, you are single mum because there's all these dickhead dads that don't stay about and look after the kids. Yeah. And we know that because they're full of them. So well done for doing what you're doing. Yeah. Just fucking have a wash and don't leave your settee outside.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Stop getting your knuckles tattooed.
Stop getting your knuckles tattooed. And occasionally answer my fucking text messages when I send them to you.
This whole episode was formulated by Mala getting blown out by a chubby man with tattooed hands who so he sat outside her house on the 3-piece suite
with my feet in the paddling pool,
waiting for her all night, and then he put on a Facebook forum, has anyone seen Michelle? So we've ready to go full loop there. It's all personal experience from Mallet. He made me do this episode. I do agree with all of it, though. It's simple as that, really. Yeah. So feel free to comment on any stereotypes that you like. You might put, comedians with big teeth who think they're funny.
I'm not a comedian, Ted.
Yeah, no. You do have big teeth. Don't mind. I'm open to abuse. Doesn't bother me. Don't bother me at all. You know what I mean? But if you want to comment, let us know what stereotypes do your head in. And if you are a single mum, preferably with non-tattooed limbs, please get in touch. It was good, that, wasn't it?
It was good, Ted. Yeah, well, it was almost like a Live Aid shout out.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. Could get Geld off in going, give us all your fucking mums. Yeah. Well, that concludes the episode, man.
Ted, I've got to get off.
Why?
The council are threatening to move that 3-piece seat I've had outside the caravan.
Oh, you just got a text.
Well, I am going to have to go and kick off with him because Ginga sleeps on that, you know what I mean?
He lives inside of it.
Well, I'll see you later. See you later, Ted. See you later, everybody.
Mala there, off to deal with some sort of council pickups regarding a 3-piece suite and an armchair. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's Ted Hanky podcast, albeit it has been a very debatable one, and it might have found it very offensive, and we do apologise for any offence we have called. Psych. That means no. So please give the episode a share, give it a like. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at a landmark number of followers, which will allow me to be able to dismiss Mother of his duties of the podcast and pay someone decent to help me on this. So that would be great. We've got a few events coming up that you might be interested in. On Friday, February the 9th, there is a comedy night here at the Warehouse Kitchen and Bar on Preston Farm Industrial Estate, next to Soccer Sensations and Macro. Wicked food, beautiful food, and some class comedy as well. Tickets are available from jokepit.com. The link is on the screen. There's comedy nights all the way through to December here on the first Friday of every month. Some beautiful acts coming. It's going to be proper mint. And then on Wednesday, February the 19th, is the quiz, which I host here as well. The Warehouse do sponsor the podcast, so I do like to help them out. And I do a little quiz here, and we had a bit of fun. You win prizes. Sometimes I do dangle my testicles in people's faces, so it's worth coming just for that reason. And then on March the 23rd, another one of my beautiful venues, Chapel in Middlesbrough. I've got a little sports bar next door to it called Sanctuary, and we run Ted's Sanctuary of Laughs, where I MC and introduce a load of new acts onto the circuit. Only fit about 30 people in. It's a cracking night, so that's on Sunday, March the 23rd, straight after Super Sunday football, so you can come watch the match and stay and have a laugh. So, yeah. So, thank you very much. We'll see you next time, and as per usual, up the borough and believe, yeah!